What does it mean for you to have this ability now to touch 3 billion sets of eyes on a yearly basis?
It's funny when you say, how's it feel to have that influence? I never think about it like that. I wake up in the morning, I think, how can I make the best content that people are going to enjoy? How can I share what I want to share with the world in the most engaging way? And that's how I focus on it.
Welcome to the Find Your Influence podcast. This episode, proudly sponsored by the Guinea Group of Companies, an organisation that helps leaders upgrade their mindset, upskill their leadership, and uplift their teams. If you would like the opportunity to sponsor an episode of our podcast, please reach out to the team at the Guinea Group, theguineagroup.com.au, the team at theguineagroup.com.au. Can't wait to hear from you. And if you would like to be a podcast guest, click on the information sheet that is available on the podcast page. So the topic of the podcast, Sam, is Find Your Influence. Oh, so you're an influencer now. I love to do this. Got to do the air quotes for influencer.
Yeah, I hate the term influencer.
Do you?
I tell people, well, I'm an Olympic athlete. Like, I still train full time, 5 hours a day as an Olympic athlete. And then I see myself as a content creator outside of that. So I hate the term influencer. I just find it's just kind of got a negative connotation to it. I don't particularly like.
No, I get that. No, I get that absolutely. So, are you off to the next Olympics or anything like that? Like, are you?
That's the plan. So I trained 2 hours this morning, going back to put another 3 hours in tonight. Like, that's my full-time thing. So even though I make all this content, the backbone of everything is I train full-time as a diver. So I'm Australian athlete.
Wow. And I love it. I love the logo.
Thank you. I was training this morning, so I just left it on.
Oh, mate, I love it. And fun fact, and I shouldn't even mention this. I'm going to though, because it's just because I can. I get to represent our country next week as well at the World Champs for old fella triathlon.
Triathlon. Good on you. Well done. Where is it?
On the other side of Sydney. So Wollongong. We're off to the Gong next week. Yeah.
Congratulations. Good on you.
Oh, thanks, mate. It's not what you do, but it's always, as you know, like I don't care who you are or how old you are. If you're representing your country, it is a proud moment, Sam, to have green and gold hanging off your body. It's just a special time.
100%. Every time I wear the green and gold, I feel so proud to be an Australian, and so grateful too for even the Defence Forces that go out and represent us. And I got some cousins in the Navy, and I really respect and appreciate what they do for the nation as well.
Good on you, Sam. Yeah, beautiful. Gratitude, eh? Gratitude. And grateful.
Diving keeps me grounded.
Does it?
Oh, it's just so hard, man. It's so hard. Like, you never get ahead of yourself in the pool.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
Oh, but what about injuries, Sam? Like, you've been doing this since you were 12 years old, man. Like, since, you're doing it before that. It's just at 12, you got this Australian Diver of the Year at 12 to 13 years of age. So you must have been doing it for longer than that. You must have been doing this since you were above.
Yeah, I've been diving for, 23 now. I started diving around 11, 12. So at least 12 years I've been training, but training full time since I was 13. That's when I came into the Institute.
Right. Wow. Injuries?
Actually, very recently I had the worst injury of my whole diving career. I did 2 bulging discs in my lower back. And the problem about that was it just sent this sharp, decapitating pain shooting down my leg. And it's not like when you break a bone, because I've broken so many bones, my wrists, my ankles, my nose, it's a certain type of pain that like a strong achy pain. But this one was like a nerve pain, as if someone was electrocuting my leg. And it was so tough because if I lost feeling in my leg, I'd be in big trouble. And the doctors looked at all my scans and said, well, it may never get better. But it took me so long. Like, I nearly lost hope, to be honest, because when you got a sharp pain for 4, 5, 6 months with seeing minimal to no improvements, it just does really, it's really tough. So that was something I dealt with recently, and just by working with the physios and coming up with a plan. And I couldn't even sit down at my desk to do my work. I had to sit on my knees and stand up as much as possible and couldn't drive properly. I couldn't even bend over and touch the ground, let alone think about diving. It was that bad. So that's something I dealt with recently. And now I've been able to come back and I'm training full time again, and my back's like 99% better. And now it feels like a bad dream. That was a few months ago.
Mate, what's it take? What's the mindset? How did you stay positive? I'm guessing you're connected to a sports psych. You've got so many masseurs and you've got so many physios. But what's the mindset? So for anyone out there, say a sports person or even a human going through pain, what did you say to yourself? How did you get through it?
It was the toughest injury I've ever had to deal with. And look, there's a lot of things that were going on at the time that I can't even talk about that made the situation drastically more challenging. It was probably one of the hardest times of my life because I couldn't dive. I had a lot of problems going on outside, and the outlet that I normally use to take my mind off it was stripped away. So the way you get through it is also just recognizing, you know what, these next couple of months are going to be really, really shit. They're going to be really hard. And I'm just going to drag myself through kicking and screaming because you don't have a choice. And when you look in the mirror, you're like, what do I do? Well, you do not have a choice. You've got to get through it. And that's what pulled me through, just kind of realizing I have to. Not even just for my diving, but for my life. Like, I couldn't live my life in that kind of pain. It's hard. And those are the things that no one sees, you know. I might talk about on socials, but the second the camera's down as well, that pain continues. It continues the next day, the day after that, next week, next month. And it chips away at you. But I just find you never let it beat you. I just always believe if you've tried everything, you'll figure it out.
You have no choice. Keep trying because finally you will figure it out.
Certainly, yeah. You do not have a choice. And if you've tried everything, you will figure it out. Tony Robbins said something I love. He said, most people say they've tried everything and nothing works. And normally they've tried 2 or 3 things hundreds of times. So whenever I struggle at anything, I just think there has to be a way. I will find it. And with pure persistency, you'll get there.
I love it, mate. I love it. Persistence.
Some days are harder than others, though. Like, even just to give you one example of something. At the moment, I'm training up someone in my team to take across all my postings, so I don't have to do it, to free up a few hours of my day. And there's so many issues, like trying to give them the password, limiting how much access they have, all things I've never had to deal with before. I was up to like 11 o'clock trying to figure it out because once my brain's kind of on a task, I nearly have to get it done to move on. It's tough to switch off if I haven't gotten it done.
I love it, mate. I love it. Yeah, I love the commitment that you show in every aspect of your life, right down to getting passwords right.
Thanks, Anton. It's the smallest details. It beats you up because it's like it's so minute. It's so important. Like,
the minutiae sometimes takes up the most time, Sam.
They do it. They always say it's the small things that count, but it really is because once the password is set up, well, then the whole system's good to go and I'm sweet. But I'm sitting there like this task is so small, but taking so much of my time.
Which gives you the shit.
It certainly does. I look at it and I'm like, how can I not figure this out?
I'm hearing you, brother. I'm here. Don't worry. I think I ask myself that in relation to tech about 10 times a day.
Tech's tough.
Why is it so hard?
Seriously.
I love it. Have you had, you've had so many probably coaches and teachers at Trinity. Is there one person that you just go, I'm so grateful for? Is there one, maybe a coach or a teacher that just said, Sam, you've got this. You are an Olympic athlete and you bought in? Is there someone in your life that you look back on?
Yeah, I think my parents always believed in me, which went a long way. And it was my first elite diving coach, Vaninka Arlo. She took me in when I was a junior and my technique was so bad, people would honestly laugh at it. I was far behind. A lot of kids come in at, 8, 9, 10. I was 13. I was really far behind the other athletes. My technique was laughable. And she took me in and said, you know what, because of she saw my drive. And she said, you can do it. You got to work hard. And she really just put effort into me and she believed in me. And just the way she coached me I knew that she believed in me, and that helped me believe in myself. And that pulled me so far. I could not be where I am in my career without her. So she played a crucial moment in my career, even to this day when she had to move somewhere else for reasons.
Mm.
I'm just forever grateful that she was there in that part of my life, because she would have shaped me as a person.
Mm. What did you say name-wise, Sam? Let's give her a shout out again.
Oh, Vanika Arlo. She was my first
Vanika
elite diving
Arlo.
coach.
Good on you, Vanika.
Yeah,
Great work.
she's a Commonwealth Games medalist herself.
Oh, is that right? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Was she bronze like you, or was she silver or gold?
Nah, she did a bit better than I did. She got gold.
Oh, mate, still, how cool was it? Cool standing on a podium with a gold medal around your neck. You know, just like to say, hey, here's all the years of hard work. Like, what's that? You're probably 0.01% of the world that's ever going to experience that. How cool was that, man?
Yeah, when you win a medal for your country, they play the Australian anthem and they raise the flag, and it's a really special moment because you're feeling proud, not just of your team, but of your performance and of your country. You feel proud to be out there and representing Australia and doing your country proud. And that feeling puts shivers down my spine when I think about it. And when I go to training, it's what motivates me to just train as hard as I possibly can to get that feeling again. So I'm grateful that I've even experienced that before, and we work so hard to experience that again. Not just for yourself, but you see, not just for yourself, but you see the enjoyment from your team and your family and the country, and that's what you do it for.
Yeah, mate. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Congrats.
Good feeling.
No Olympic medals yet, but one coming up in the next games.
Not yet.
No, I love.
Yeah, that's it. That's the two medals I haven't achieved yet. Would be an Olympic medal and a World Championship medal.
Oh, right.
So I'm a Australian champion, Commonwealth Games medalist, Oceania champion, but trying to win some more medals in the world stage.
There's two more things. So it's funny you mentioned the World Championships. Is that up there with the Olympics? Like, is it that sort of high pinnacle? Is that, yeah, right?
Yeah, so World Championships and the Olympics are very similar difficulties. Worlds is very tough because there's some amazing divers out there in the world. And then when you go to the Olympics, I feel like you see the pinnacle of sport, but also it's the pinnacle of stress. So you see a lot of people make mistakes as well under that pressure. And I think sometimes performances can be better at World Champs because there's slightly less pressure than the Olympic Games.
So therefore it's harder to medal because everyone's at their best.
Yeah, World Champs is very tough to medal. Very tough.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Speaking of an Olympic athlete, I was lucky enough to speak to young Peyton Craig, who's an 800-meter runner from here in Gladdo. He did the last Olympics.
Good on him.
Oh, isn't that great? I just so, just so grateful to have people like you that are willing to talk about this sort of stuff. And he was the same. He talked about, how much stress you have to deal with leading up to a games and all the media, all the stuff that goes with it. And he seemed to have a handle on it. You seem to have a handle on it as well. We work with leaders under pressure. So talk me through that, Sam. What's your stress strategy?
It's a good question. And you deal with an immense amount of stress being an athlete. And a lot of it is self-induced because you put in so much work, you want to get the result. And especially coming into major events. Like I remember coming into the Commonwealth Games, say team selections were in July, August, or say team selections were in June, July. They had media talking to you from January, February. Because I had a big presence because of the Olympics, you'd find yourself at these big events for the Commonwealth Games. You'd be doing speaking events for the Commonwealth Games. You'd be talking about it on TV, but you haven't made the team yet. And anything can happen on those trials. And that just adds pressure. The closer you get, you do more shoots. Now, if you don't make the games, a lot of that stuff just goes to waste. So the networks, for example, Channel 7 had at the time, they'll shoot a whole segment on you before the trial if they think you can make it. And if you don't make it, they'll just get rid of it. It's amazing how it operates. So it just adds layers and layers and layers of pressure. And when I made the Commonwealth Games team, I was just an immense relief and celebration. I think I finished my last dive and I definitely cried. Just because
good on you. Good on you.
You just, you have this feeling like I trained for it, I visualized, I worked hard, and I was able to achieve this with my friend.
So having an influence on others, Sam, I'm going to say you take that really seriously. What does it mean for you to have this ability now to touch 3 billion sets of eyes on a yearly basis?
It's funny when you say, how does it feel to have that influence? I never think about it like that. I wake up in the morning, I think, how can I make the best content that people are going to enjoy and that I want to make and share? How can I share what I want to share with the world in the most engaging way? And that's how I focus on it. So I never really think about the influence as such. I think about the enjoyment of making the videos and the process. And the same with diving. Like when I focus on enjoying the training, I perform way better. But it's genuine enjoyment of the process that kind of allows that to happen. And because also, when we train, we're in secluded teams. When I'm working with my team, it's a very internal projects. Like I don't go out into massively public areas too often, but it's when you do go out in public, whether I go out for a beer with my friends or go out for dinner and you have a lot of people come up, you kind of get reminded, this is what my kind of work entails. But you get so lost in the process, you forget, but you don't think about it.
Wow. Okay. So you get lost in the process, and the reason you get lost is because you enjoy it so much and you focus on the enjoyment. You're not really thinking about your audience as much as you're thinking about good content. But actually, no, what you said was you're actually trying to entertain them rather than influence them to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not trying to push an agenda. I'm trying to create and share the content that I want to share with the world and kind of be the best version of myself and put the content out there that represents that. Things like sustainability, I get behind charities like Starlight, where kids with cancer, we support them. We support Clean Up Australia Day. And I used to have a company called Sam Straw that's made from biodegradable wheat stems. And that was to solve a solution of single-use plastic. So I try to focus my time on really positive projects and make the content that really fires me up, the stuff that I'm proud to make.
Make content that fires you up. Wow. And on what I'm going to say,
even something I find funny, like,
what's that?
Even just something I find funny. Like, for example, yesterday, the foam pit at training is just filthy. Like, it's disgusting. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this with the world. And I made a funny video about it. I think it's about to hit 1 million on TikTok. And I hope they don't see it. Actually, maybe they should, and they should clean it.
That's right. They talk about influence. You'll influence.
I would sign up to clean it. I would sign up to clean it, actually. If they clean it and they invite me, I'll go.
There you go.
I'll go and help.
Good on you. And then there's a follow-up video, another 1 million views.
Yeah. It'd be a funny video in itself. Like
I love it.
The stuff you'd find at the bottom of the pit, I guarantee you there would be crazy things down there. Boys have even found funnel webs, spiders. It's like a death trap, that place.
I love the fact that you're even thinking about that. It's great. I love how your mind goes.
Oh, you do. You jump in the pit, and because your feet go so deep, you do think, the boys have seen funnel webs in here. There's a chance I could get bit.
Right. And they're not real friendly either, from what I can gather.
Yeah, I got bit by a whitetail on my neck when I was sleeping a few months ago. And then I woke up with another one on my shoulder. So the spiders, they're rampant here in Sydney.
Is that right? That bad?
Yeah. Oh, I'd go to hospital.
Yeah? You're right? Like, was it anything major?
No, they just said, was it a funnel web? And I said, what does that look like? They brought out a whole list of them. I said, nah. They said, you should be fine. Here's some antibiotics and a tetanus shot.
Right.
That's okay.
Job done.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff, Sam. I love it, mate. I love it. Mate, is there anyone that, so as an Olympic athlete, as someone who kids would look up to, and I love that you do youth empowerment, like that's your thing.
Yep.
That in itself, to me, seems like it would be really rewarding for you. Have you got some passion around that? And have you got some people, maybe even, and you won't be able to put your finger on one or two, but have you got kids that have come up to you and, said, hey, you've been it for me?
Yeah, I think inspiring the younger generation is important, but I never kind of think about it that way. I more just think about being the best version of myself, and I appreciate that people can draw inspiration from that. But there's a lot of juniors that we train with. The whole diving system's like a pyramid. You got your top athletes there, you got emerging talent, and then you got the talent pool that they pull from. And as you go up, you kind of get the best of the best. So there's a lot more juniors at training than there are senior athletes. So you are around these guys all the time. And yeah, it's nice that they ask you questions about certain things, or they like the content, or they always ask you to follow them back on social media because you got followers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's funny.
Nice. Good on you. And it must be rewarding for you. Do you coach anyone? Like, do you actually, when you can help them out, that would be rewarding. But do you actually take anyone under your wing? Like, have you got any little proteges?
I used to do a lot more diving coaching, and I used to mentor some of the younger athletes. But as my business has got so much bigger and the content blew up, I had to retire from coaching, even though I really enjoy the coaching. It's actually really tough for the coaches being on pool deck. Like, it just drains you so much. So I even respect how long my coach can spend there and still be sharp, because I struggle with it.
Yeah, right. Because they've got to be engaged all the time and looking at everything.
Yeah, and it's hot. It's hot there.
Wow. Where is that? This is Sydney still, yeah?
Yeah, Sydney Olympic Park.
Simple. Wow. Good on you, Sam. Okay, thanks for sharing. Mate, last couple of questions that I always ask our podcast guests. Leadership. We do we do a lot of work with leaders around the world, and we're lucky enough to do work in this space called psychological safety, Sam, which means if you're an employee at a workplace, leaders are now legally obliged to create a psychologically safe workplace, which means making people or giving people the opportunity to feel heard, to feel valued, but also, supporting them emotionally, et cetera. So there's a fair bit of framework legally and morally that sits around that concept.
Awesome. Yep.
Really cool fun, and get to work with leaders everywhere. For you, do you have, and you're like, you are a leader, do you have like a mantra or something? Do you have like a leadership principle or a life principle? What do you live by? What's the Sam Fricker mantra motto?
Yeah, and I tell you what, as a diving just keeps me so humble, and I've seen so many athletes go through so many good things, bad things. I feel like I've learned how I like to be treated by other people, and that's how I treat everyone else. In terms of everyone that works with me, all the people in my team, because as I've built up all my businesses, I've had to grow the team, and I treat these people like friends, but they also deliver their jobs, and you look after them. You take them under your wing. If they're sick and they can't do a job, that's totally fine. If they got no sleep or their dog did something too, that's fine. I feel like when you give people the space to be themselves and understand that things do come up, they do deliver, and just trusting in those people and kind of giving them the power. I feel like something that I enjoy doing is training one of the team members up, then handing over that authority for them to run that space and empower them to do it. One of the things I always tell them, if they're stressed about making mistakes, I said, no, it's okay. I'm not too concerned about mistakes, because they're part of the process. And once you pick it up, you'll be way better at it. And I also understand that, for example, I'm training guys up at the moment, and something that for me might take me 2 hours might take them 3, because they're not as proficient at it, and they'll get a bit quicker over the time. So I really love being empathetic and empower my team, because they make everything possible. And I try to carry that with me, because no one does it alone. And I know the way I like to be treated, and I like to do that for other people as well.
Wow. Powerful, man. Empathy, empowerment, and walking alongside shoulder to shoulder with these people, because no one does it alone.
You have to. I think you lead from the front with action and do what you say.
Yeah, which is called integrity. Say what you're going to do and then go and get it done, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Love
exactly.
That word. Mate, last big question. Mate, just such a cool chat. Last big question. If you're me and you had a podcast called Find Your Influence and you got to talk to great humans, which you do, who would you recommend? Could you recommend a name? Or we always ask this question right at the end. Who's one person you think I should get on
the podcast? Oh, there's some really great. There's some really great divers. I think Melissa Wu, she's a really big diver that's great. Or Rihanna Iflin, she's really good too. She's a world champion. Cool. They're incredible people. Okay.
Sam, do you know those people specifically? Like, have you got a relationship with them?
I do, but Melissa Wu's retired from diving, so I don't see her in the daily training environment anymore. Okay. That's okay. Rihanna Iflin, I think she's taken a few weeks off. She's become another world champion, take a few weeks off. But I'll see her soon. Probably in the next 3 months. Right.
Okay. Would you mind connecting me? Is that all right? Or just introducing us and I'll...
Yeah, I can definitely mention it to her. I got your email, so I'll give it to her.
Could you please?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that would be so cool. Thank you so much. And then I just remembered when you said diving, I tell you what, who else I listened to a podcast from? Mitchum?
Matt Mitchum.
Matt Mitchum, yeah. He might be a guest as well.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's based in London, though.
Is he? Oh, it might be a time difference thing. Only one way to find out, Sam Fricker. Yeah.
Give it a go.
The answer to every question is no till you ask it, mate.
That's it. No, I appreciate it. 100%. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, mate. Unbelievably grateful. Thank you so very much for being so kind and open and willing to give us some of your time.
No stress, Anton. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll speak soon. That's it. Shackers.
Go the Shackers. And here's another one for you, Sam. Do you know what that means?
Is that the American bull?
Love in sign language. Yeah. So
love.
I do it with love occasionally. So thanks, mate. Thanks heaps, Sam. Thanks for listening. We just had an amazing guest on to another amazing podcast of Find Your Influence. My name's Anton Guinea, and for 20 years, I have been working with, training, coaching and consulting leaders at all levels of organisations. I've coached Gen Z leaders right through to baby boomer leaders. I've done 1,500 one-on-one leadership coaching sessions. My mission on this planet is to help leaders create high-performing and psychologically safe teams. If you want to upgrade your leadership, upskill your teams, or upskill your leadership, please reach out. You can get me at anton@theguineagroup.com.au. Please tune into our next episode. These podcast chats are amazing. The value and the information that you get will help you be more influential and help you be a better leader.